Greetings, Miss Neville Science students. Today we're going to be completing a lab together where we're going to be illustrating how energy is transformed from one type to another. Just as a reminder, we want to make sure that we remember energy can never be created or destroyed, but always transforms. So we're going to look specifically today at potential and kinetic energy using our little skateboarder here that we saw from our lesson earlier in the week. When we put this skateboarder on the ramp, I have a bar graph here to show you how much energy there is. I want you to focus specifically on the green, blue, and yellow bars and how they change the amounts of energy as she moves on this ramp. We want to remember that potential energy is stored energy. So she has the most potential energy according to this graph. She has the most potential energy at the very top of this ramp. And doesn't that make sense? Won't she have more potential energy here than she would here? The higher we are, the more gravitational potential energy we have. So let's let her go. Don't you see those bars changing size? We see at one point, at the very top of that ramp, is where the potential energy will be the strongest. Now let's try to be sneaky and pause this with where the energy will be its weakest, or the potential energy will be its weakest and the kinetic energy will be its strongest. Right there. So as she's going down that curve at the bottom of her ramp, that's where she has the most kinetic energy. What do you notice about where potential energy is? There's no potential energy. All of the energy has been transformed into kinetic energy. Now let's watch what happens with that yellow bar. That bar says total. You'll notice that that height of that bar has not changed. Why? The total amount of energy on this ramp does not change. The total amount of energy on this ramp does not change. So as she rides up and down this ramp, she's just sharing the total energy. That energy is being shared between potential and kinetic. We want to remember that potential energy is stored energy and kinetic energy is energy in motion. So at the top of that hill, she has the most potential energy. And at the bottom of that hill, she's going to have the most kinetic energy. Now, what you'll be completing today is this PhET simulation where you're going to be answering some questions and drawing some pictures using this simulation. There will be a link there for you to click, and I'll need you to complete it. Any sentences you're asked to write, make sure you write them using capital letters at the beginning and periods at the end. See you soon.